Maximus drops the mic like Thor's hammer, boom. Chasing M40, scheming plots in the writer's room. Lord Triage sketches stories, threads of the loom. Pop culture dissected, every panel consumed. Comics, anime, films off rewind. Deep dives, we leave no frame behind.
Like the story of Dracula, or at least his origin story, as a tragedy.
We take you inside. Super breakdown, it's one wild ride. X-ray the pixels, every Easter egg exposed. Marvel the DC where the fandom explodes. From Akira to Gotham, the saga unfolds. With the narrators of myths.
Oh my god.
Wow, holy shit, shapeshifter.
We
The
dig for the gems,
shapeshifter.
open the doors. It's a super breakdown, we're cracking the code.
Let's touch on Blackheart real quick. We just was shitting you.
From the pages to the screen, we take you inside. Super breakdown, it's one wild ride.
Yo, what is up? What is up, y'all? We are back with another awesome episode. You already know what it is. I'm Power Maximus. We're here with everyone's favorite demigod, Lord Triage, and the Dark Legacy himself, Jason M40. What is up, my guys? What's been going on? How y'all doing?
Chilling. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Newly 31. I'm fresh 31. Oh boy, I'm starting to feel it though. I'm definitely feeling it though. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. No more 20s, man. No more 20s.
No more 20s. That's terrifying. That is terrifying to say. No more 20s. I mean, it was already no more 20s than when I hit 30, but this did not like I'm not 30. I'm in my 30s.
That's
different. That's different. That shit hits differently, man. That shit hits so different.
Well, welcome to the clown car.
I appreciate it. We here. This is gonna be an interesting episode because this is a movie that's actually quite near and dear to my own heart. Like, I don't know, nobody. I feel like everyone I talk to, nobody remembers this movie. Like every time I talk to somebody about this movie, they're like, "What? I've never seen that before. And it shit pisses me off because this was such an underrated film.
I thought it was like, for what it was very well done.
Yeah, absolutely. And this shit on IMDb, it only has a 5.8 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes is a 17%, but fuck Rotten Tomatoes.
It's got Sean Connery in it, man. I mean,
fucking Sean fucking Connery. Like it had a budget of $78 million. $78 million in 2003.
Yeah, that's a pretty penny.
Right. So now we are talking about The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. If you guys don't know this film, this is a film that came out like I just said, 2003, with a ridiculous fucking cast. What a ridiculous fucking cast. I'm talking Sean Connery as lead, Peter Wilson, Stuart Townsend, Shane West, Jason Fleming, Richard Roxburgh. I can't pronounce the dude's name that played Captain Nemo. It's not.
Oh yeah, it's probably
Rudin Sa, right? And then we have Tony Curran. For those of you who don't know, I'll pull up some of the shit that Tony Curran's done. And he's another one of those people that you don't know their name, but you see them in fucking everything. He was Marcus in Underworld.
Oh yes, yep.
Yeah, he played Marcus in Underworld. What else? Something else big.
He also played in one. He played one of the vampires in Blade, I think.
Yes, he played. It wasn't Nomak.
It was the red-haired one.
Yeah, the oh shit, what was his name? Was it Deepak or something like that?
It was something weird.
Priest. He played Priest. Yes.
Oh, okay.
He played Priest. Somebody there wasn't there a character's name by Deepak or some shit like that?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. But anyways, yes. Like the cast of this show, the cast of this movie was great. The movie was great. To me, this movie was absolutely amazing. And it deserves way more recognition than what it got.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, for those of you who don't know, so all right, again, we still don't know how we want to break this. So let's just start off with going over the characters in this film. So this film is a mashup of different characters from, what's say, English literature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say English literature. You know, we got Allan Quatermain. Then we have Mina Harker from from Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Dorian Gray. We all know Dorian Gray's story. We got Dr. Jekyll Mr. Hyde, James Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes, Captain Nemo from 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
20,000.
20,000. I'm always 10,000 off. But then we also got the Invisible Man as well. We have Tom Sawyer as well, and so all these different characters from English literature all brought together into one story, and that is to be this League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, because they all have something different and special about them. In some way, shape, or form to help them get the damn job done. But now,
one madame, not lady, madame.
Yeah. Now, Triage.
Yes.
I can't even ask that because you even said you haven't read the comic book. So this started out as a comic book. By what was it? Kevin O'Neill.
Yes.
Kevin O'Neill, and there was a second person as well.
I cannot remember.
No. Alan Moore and Kevin O'Neill.
Yeah.
Written by Alan Moore, and Kevin O'Neill was the artist on it. These two came together and put all this together. Now, it was, if I was to go over from the beginning, I'll go over the comic book, just a brief comic book touch, and then we'll go into really breaking down the movie. So the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It's always been a tongue twister for me. It's like a multi-genre crossover comic book series, like I said, that was created by Alan Moore and Kevin O'Neill. And it began in 1990. So it was right before the 2000. And now I find that pretty interesting though, for a comic book to drop, and then literally only a few years later, what was that, 4 years later, they dropped a full-length film on it.
Yeah, that's it's pretty cool. I mean, back then, movies, comic movies and superhero movies really, I think, 2003, yeah, there was already superhero movies out.
Yeah. Blade dropped in 90. I can't remember. It was 99, 2000.
I don't think it was so much the superhero movie as it was the superhero mashup.
Yeah.
So this was the Avengers before the Avengers.
Basically.
Ooh.
That's good.
Yeah, that's solid. Exactly. It really was.
But I think it's because one of those things, because these characters were grounded in the old school monster movies. They had that old school Hollywood horror noir. Try to say that fast.
That's crazy. No.
And I think that's one of the reasons why the film didn't quite land where it should have. it's a cult classic now. I just think it's one of those things like where if it had been done just slightly different and had been marketed a little bit with a darker tone, because I feel like the tone of the movie and what it actually was don't match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that is true because, you know, it's a movie where the world is like literally at stake and getting taken over, and it just doesn't, you know, I don't know. I don't feel like in danger.
Yeah, so there was the Alan Moore made a quote about it. He said, the concept behind the series was initially supposed to be like a Justice League of Victorian England kind of feel and that within the when he's talking about the comic book itself. But he had quickly developed it as like an opportunity to merge elements from numerous works of fiction into one world. And again, this was pretty much the MCU and the DCU before they were even a thing. So this wasn't supposed to just be just this kind of one storyline or this one group of characters. You know, over time there were supposed to be more iterations with other characters from other pieces of literature, all matched together. But I definitely agree with you on that, Triage. It's an amazing movie, but it didn't hit the way that the way it was marketed as. It just didn't hit that way, and it definitely should have been darker. So
you want to know what it reminds me of?
What?
Same period of time, same style. It reminds me of Van Helsing.
Yeah, because Van Helsing came out a year later.
Yes,
Van Helsing dropped in 2004.
There's definitely some similarities and same actors, I think.
So my thing is that Hollywood has this habit of giving us that, like I said, that neo-noir movie, but it either go too far right or too far left with it. Now, when I say they go too far right, you get a movie like Benicio del Toro playing the Wolfman. Now, once again, I fucking love that movie. I thought it was
fucking amazing.
Thought it was amazing. Then on the flip side, you get, like I said, you get a movie like Van Helsing, where you got the star power, you got the film and the way it looks and everything look great. The practicals with the Frankenstein opposed to the CGI with the brides and the Wolfman, but even that to me was still done well. I just think it's like you have all these characters and it's as dark as it feels. It's not that dark, and I don't even mean necessarily needs to be gory. It's just that it's not.
It doesn't create that feeling.
Is not there.
Yeah. So more so certain events that happen within the story. So we're not talking about blood and gore and stuff like that. We're talking about concept and actual story topics as well. You know, you can get all these characters together, but what are they really doing? You know, you got Allan Quatermain, Captain Nemo, Mina Harker, who's that's one point out she's the vampire in this, but and they never explained how the hell she's out in the daylight, because we see her in the daylight quite a few times, don't we?
Oh, Mina Harker.
Yeah,
she was bitten by Dracula.
Yeah,
Dracula could walk in the daylight.
Oh yeah, he was just severely weak.
I think there's different. No, it depends on the source.
So because remember, I recently way back when we went over Dracula, I had actually sat through and I did audiobook for Bram Stoker's Dracula, and I thought he was able to be in the daylight, but only for a certain amount of time. It couldn't be long, and within daylight he was extremely fucking weak. He didn't really have any access to his powers.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. From and again, correct me if I'm wrong. Everyone is watching, please. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, there's also a few things in there that I definitely questioned. So let's get into the movie. Triage. Let's break down the movie from the start to from the start. Just like just set up this world that we're supposedly in.
So the thing I always thought that was really cool is that it reminded me a lot of like Tim Burton's Gotham City.
Yeah.
Yep. It was very practical.
Yeah.
And it was very so much that like you could reach out and touch it, but it's also like you got dropped in this element of what the world was supposed to be, and they put the little modern tips in it.
Mm-hmm. Because it takes place in the late 1800s.
Yeah, 1890s.
Mm-hmm.
Correct, and you have this figure known as the Phantom, who is in the process of trying to start a global world war while profiting from the arms that he's selling to both sides.
He's collecting scientists or something in the beginning, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very Destro. Very Destro.
Oh, Destro! Holy shit! Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it makes sense if you're going to be selling arms, and you're going to want the best engineers and the best manufacturers from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
go ahead.
My thing with this was, okay, I get that this was supposed to be a little bit larger in life, but the line wasn't walked well with certain things.
No, I 100% agree. Like, if I may, again, we have all these different characters from these points of literature coming together, and this doubles back to what you had just said about too far left, too far right. It's like you have these characters, you have a whole fucking vampire on your team, you have the whole fucking pretty much a Hulk. You have a Hulk.
Yeah, basically.
Right? And if I was no, let me do that in a sec. I'll do that in a sec. Let me get my point across first. Yeah, you have, when it comes to the story, you have all these characters, but it's like the end goal doesn't really match to me, and it never really fit for me.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna need you to elaborate.
So this brings into quite a few of the topics that we just talked about. One, the feel of it being dark, but not hitting that dark mark. You know what I'm saying? Could have been a little bit grittier and shit like that. I just felt like
it didn't feel like the world was ending. To me personally, that's that's what they showed. But
there's that point. There's that point too. So I'll tie that in. As well. It just pretty much. All right. Let me put it this way. Imagine assembling all the Avengers. Right, you assemble all the Avengers, like the main big heavy hitters, right? And then they're sitting in the op room, right? Sitting in the ops room, and you're like, all right, I need you guys to go take down Kingpin. He's been running a bunch of guns and shit. I need you to go take down Kingpin. Why the fuck are the Avengers being sent after Kingpin for running drugs?
Okay,
you see what I'm saying? It's like the same reason why you don't see Thor running around New York solving crime.
Well, so I hear what you're saying, but I think what that is that these were also more grounded characters. You're looking at it what people with Avenger levels power. Even the members of the Avengers aren't necessarily top. No, hold on. Let me say this correctly. There are people on the Avengers who you would consider extremely dangerous, and there's people who you would consider less than dangerous. For example, look at the way people goof on Hawkeye. But anyone who knows Hawkeye or knows about Hawkeye knows Hawkeye's a fucking goon. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. So they could kill you with a fucking quarter from a distance.
Literally.
Like once again, people might make jokes about Bullseye, but if you've seen the fucking Daredevil show,
Shit, let alone the old fucking fucking Ben Affleck Daredevil. That Bullseye was pretty fucking dangerous too. This nigga shot a nigga in the throat with paper clips. Fucking
Right.
paper clips. Yeah, Bullseye's a fucking problem.
so like I said, I think the whole thing with these characters is that they had a balance between what's practical and what's supernatural. They had a balance between what is creepy and scary to what is going to stir up the pot. So, like for example, we mentioned Hyde, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now, Hyde is technically the member of the team who's the muscle, while Jekyll also acted as the brains. Now,
Yeah.
it is said that Hyde was supposed to represent all the impulses, everything that he wanted to do that he ever thought about and he couldn't. It's supposed to be like Hyde was supposed to go to the negative aspect of his personality, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look at it like that, you know, the guy who doesn't necessarily mean to do things that are bad, but they happen. They come up happening that way because like everything he tries or wants, he doesn't get.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the what's what I'm looking for. The
Redeeming aspect ish almost. Is that what you're saying?
no, I'm saying like it's a side he hides from society. It's a side he hides from the world. So it's like when you see Hyde, you see that aspect of him. It's like, yo, this is what the human potential could be, and it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying.
All right. Yeah, I'm there. I'm with you. I don't know, but because at least so I'm not saying they needed to be like the threat needed to be Avenger level, but like Jay just said, it didn't really feel like a threat.
Like
Based off the way the story unfolds and what we see, there was really no sense of like urgency.
there was like in the very beginning, you see some newspapers about what's going on, like in the world and stuff like that. But in the movie itself, you rarely
affect our heroes.
You don't see like any civilians attacked.
I mean, you got the Venice thing, but again, there's no. So I guess what I'm getting at is like you don't see after we see the newspaper clippings. That's it. You know what I mean? There's nothing. None of that ends up adversely affecting our heroes. Like niggas is okay when niggas is shooting a rocket in the middle of fucking Venice during a carnival. In the middle of essentially a Cold War at that point, because that's essentially what it was. Because some tensions was high and people and supposedly every nation, every country is like, oh, hold on, niggas playing games, and I'm gonna pop off on you.
Well, that was supposed to be the whole point of them setting Sawyer, because it was like, you know, a war starts over here, how long to across the Atlantic? So it's like that was supposed to be the whole point of them popping over.
Because if you think about it, that's the whole reason why America got involved in the world in the Second World War in the first place? Because they saw that Germany started picking up too much steam, and we were like, them niggas take over there. It's not gonna be long before we get over here. So now we're gonna step in. Because if you remember, America wasn't the first person in. We weren't jumping right in was it World War II?
No, we were kind of pulled into World War II.
Yeah, we weren't. Which one? World War One. Yeah, it was World War One. We weren't in there right away. We weren't in that shit at first. All right, World War One. We weren't in that shit at first. But then niggas was like, if they start fucking around over there, we're gonna fuck around over here. So I like that dynamic, but I just feel like I'd never felt a sense of urgency. Like, oh shit, these niggas need to get there and get this nigga done and get take this nigga out before he get done with what he need to get done. You know what I mean? There's also not really too much of a sense of the passing time. They say, oh, we got to get to Venice in 4 days, right? And we see that travel to Venice. So we're like, all right, that's 4 days, right? Now, there's a bombing in Venice. Like, the bomb went off in Venice. Yeah,
as soon as they got there.
Maybe not a lot of people died, but like a bomb still went off in Venice, and we don't hear shit about it after.
Well, I mean, how are you expecting to hear about it?
But like, I mean, like in the movie, the writing of the movie, they just let it skate by because again, apparently, this shit in Venice was supposed to be. Well, clearly, we find out that the conference wasn't real. That there really wasn't a conference in Venice going on. But still, in a world that is supposedly teetering on the verge of a world war, you would think a bombing in Venice or Venice blows up, or a huge section of Venice blows up, and a fucking rocket goes, and there's a rocket too. You wouldn't think that people would be like, oh, whoa, you know what I mean? I felt like that would have Venice of all places. I thought that would have rocked the boat. No pun
intended. All right, so let me put it this way to you. You've seen the G.I. Joe movies, correct?
Yeah. The second one. Horrible.
You've seen the second one.
Yeah.
Like, they more or less drop a fucking nuke on, what was it, London?
Yeah.
So it's like, when you see that whole thing where it's like, where they like, I hear what you're saying, because of the attack does not equal the collateral damage if you know what resulted from it.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean when I say the pendulum and where it's falling as far as what they're showing and what they're not. And I think also another issue with certain movies is that they're also worried about the PG-13 rating versus the R rating.
That's like also very, very true.
Because if you give it the R rating, it limits the audience. Now, once again, when we see this material and we get the idea now, a lot of people who read comic books don't even see movies based off the comic books because they feel it's a bastardization of the actual works. Now, you guys both know I'm an A1 Ninja Turtles fan.
Yeah.
Right? But if you watch that movie from the 90s, I think it's one of those things where it's a good blend of the source material versus what they tried to cater towards children.
Yes, I understand what you mean. Yeah.
Yep.
Right? So I think with these characters being as dark as they were, I think it's one of those things where they gave them such an issue because it's like they could be so it's like action packed and fun, and it shows you these characters to a new generation or genre that had no clue they existed. For example, I had never heard of Dorian Gray before watching that movie.
Yeah, me as well.
I had loosely heard about. I had heard the name and I heard that he's immortal, but when it came to like the lore of him, I didn't learn any of the lore of him until I watched this movie.
Fun fact.
Go ahead.
In the actual book, the book is called The Painting of Dorian Gray. How he heals is he stares at his painting and his.
And they did an amazing job at Jay dropped out. They did an amazing job at like portraying that in Penny Dreadful. They did a really great job at portraying that in Penny Dreadful. Because we see after who was it? It's him and why am I forgetting the main character's name?
Did I cut out?
Yeah, you dropped out. I'm forgetting the main character's name from Penny Dreadful.
Mistress of Evil.
No, no, like the character's actual name. Whatever. Point is, after he and her smash, and she has a whole like witch out moment, and she digs them all, scratches them all up. After all that, he goes into his little secret chamber shit where he has his painting, and he stares into it, and it heals him.
Yes, that's what I was explaining. That's what happens in his book.
Yeah. And when you started explaining, and then you dropped out. I was like, oh, well, yeah, they did a really good job at portraying that in Penny Dreadful.
Gotcha.
But I definitely agree. I agree with you 100%. Like, this was a great movie to introduce people to a lot of these characters that no one even thought to remember. Before this, I always thought Moriarty as just Sherlock Holmes villain. But after watching this, I see he can actually, like, the character can really be a fucking menace in many different, in any other setting that you put him in, he can be a fucking menace.
He's an evil genius.
Well, but here's the thing with that, though, and this is the thing that I thought that was interesting, because their team didn't have that. So if you look at any other team, there's always, the brains or someone who is highly intelligent or the problem solver. And it's like, we went over to the Fantastic Four just recently. Check that episode out if you haven't seen it. We all know Reed Richards and the way he thinks, and Susan Storm how she thinks.
Yep.
We see it with the Ninja Turtles with Donatello, how he's the problem solver while Leonardo is the strategist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see it with the Avengers, while Tony Stark is the brilliant one. God, I can't believe I just said that. while Tony is the brains, even in the middle of a firefight, he goes, "Your cat, call it. What are we doing?" You know what I mean? Because he knows he's got the greatest soldier in history to his right. Why would he not let him lead the charge? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, even the Justice League acknowledges that Batman is the strategist, right? Or Green Arrow in the Arrowverse. It all depends. So their team did not have that, because the recruit to the league wasn't Jekyll, it was Hyde.
Yeah, that's true.
And while Jekyll is brilliant, Jekyll's the doctor, but you don't necessarily see a strategic mind with him.
Yeah, that's not portrayed.
Yeah, no, not at all. I would say Quatermain more so is that for them because of his years of experience. But even then, we don't see it on that level of there really isn't a mind that is on their team equivalent to Moriarty. What I saw was all of their heads put together in a way is what really got them over that hump.
Well, are we omitting the smarts of Captain Nemo?
So,
he definitely has the strategy. Of all of them, he would have that strategic mindset, I believe.
Hold on. No, so I'm not saying that I'm not saying the characters weren't intelligent. I'm saying that no one's playing the Death Note chess match.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, okay.
So
I completely understand. Yeah.
Nemo was intelligent because of his technology, and you seen the way that the things that he had and the way he used them. Now, I would even go as far as saying that Nemo's technology was a little bit over the top, because listen, man, between that car and the Nautilus, listen, that man will overcompensate for something. All right, I'm just saying.
Absolutely. 100%.
Now, once again, looked fucking cool.
Yeah.
But was in hindsight completely impractical. Once again, I want people to understand sometimes less is more. Now, once again, I'm an A1 Turtles fan. I think the Shredder looks fucking cool. But who's really wearing that?
Very true.
No, yeah, absolutely right.
And even even if they're going to do stuff like that, it needs to be to the point where it's like, all right, it has to be practical for reality. Look at Green Arrow versus the comic versus the Arrow in the show.
Yeah.
Now I know people have their qualms about Stephen Amell's performance, about how he's not the Oliver Queen from the comics, but they made the character work for what they were doing.
Yeah, within their universe.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, but and we do actually, but what they did with that, just as a side tangent, is that throughout the show of Arrow, we get glimpses of the what's the word, eccentricities, whatever,
Intrinsicism.
No, just from like him being eccentric and shit like that, with the fucking boxing glove arrow, this type of arrow, that kind of arrow, all this.
Oh, okay.
As the show goes on, we see that. I specifically remember the whole time I'm looking, I'm like, my God, where's the boxing glove? Where's the boxing glove? Where's the boxing glove? Later season, I'm pretty sure it's within the Deathstroke season, at the beginning of that, when he first recruits Wildcat, and they're fighting. He jams the arrow in the fucking boxing glove and shoots it. Yeah,
that does happen.
Yep, and I freaked the fuck out because I was like, oh my God, there it is. But still, it's about being a little bit more grounded within the world, especially because, again, you're not in a comic book. It's this is on TV, and certain things, like you always say, Triage, certain things don't translate properly to film.
That's true.
Or to the screen. And I felt like, the shit that Nemo was doing was extra. like the car, if they would have kept it at the car, and then the ship was all right. Hold on, I need a moment. We need a moment to talk about this nigga Captain Nemo's drip, though. Can we point that out? Like, this nigga was suited. He was suited the fuck up. Like, even when he was praying to Kali.
Yes.
My boy is all his, which is traditional, all white. But like the whole shit is drip. This nigga got a pearl white car with 6 fucking wheels, a V8 Hemi engine, and it's pearl white with stainless steel fucking with probably pure silver fucking trimming.
So
and then he has a massive ass ship to match.
In a video that I watched, it explained how Captain Nemo was the heir prince of an empire that fell.
Yeah. Yep.
So
yeah,
he's got a lot of money, I guess.
Yeah, he got the money, but like, bro, even the inside of this ship, was fucking drippy.
Bro, let's also not forget. Oh, hold on. Let's also not forget. So, from literature, if you know your material, Nemo was a pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's also not forget that, because that's the thing that they go back and forth about. Because I believe Quatermain makes a comment about that.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
and
if anything,
Nemo says something smart back.
Yeah, I forgot. I just watched it earlier today. I forgot what he says back. But this nigga Nemo was drippy as fuck. This nigga had. I'm just saying, the pearl white whip with the pearl white boat to go with it.
I would say that car is probably more advanced than some cars today.
Honestly, the way that shit was whipping it, and it was a convertible. It was a fucking convertible.
Oh yeah.
That shit had to be armor plated because it's literally running through brick and stone pillars. The glass not broken. What type of bulletproof shit is that? You see what I'm saying? Like, insanity. To me, absolutely fucking insanity, man. Like, Nemo was my favorite character in the whole damn shit just because he was stoic. And guess what? The nigga's beard never phased. Nigga's beard never phased. Wasn't a scratch on that nigga's beard. And on top of that, did you see the martial arts this nigga Nemo was pulling out?
Yeah. Like you gotta like draw your pistol. He's like, yeah, I'll walk a different path. And just started pulling hands and feet. I was like, word?
This nigga didn't even unsheath his sword yet. Bro, he did some shit. He moved his hands. He hit the dude with his elbow. Nigga flew into the guy. He flew like 10 feet into the damn bookshelf.
Yeah.
That man
Sick.
Nemo was getting it in. And then when he was going against the monstrous Hyde in the end, that nigga bitch smacked the shit out of Nemo. This nigga flew, hit the wall, dropped down. Was like, all right, Jack.
I do have one complaint about that.
Okay.
The CGI of the big man.
It's 03. It's 03. Remember, it's 03.
I know. But come on.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they took a practical effect with Hyde and then did that.
Exactly.
That was just so goofy.
Exactly.
Yeah. I agree. I can definitely agree. I guess the point was because when Jekyll takes the serum, it's a specific amount of serum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's made for a specific amount of time. And I guess they wanted to show like, all right, well, if just that little bit can turn that little man into this monster, imagine what a whole pretty much that was like damn near a gallon. It was
a whole flask, beaker. Yeah.
Oh, big ass beaker of it.
You figure the concepts that he took was probably like what, a triple shot?
Basically. Or
No.
maybe a
Hell no. That shit was more than a triple shot. It's
Jekyll's like serum was like the triple shot.
Yeah,
like, He took like a whole flask. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it was like he tipped a bottle of Henny.
Like he literally says, like, "Yo, no, not the whole thing." Yeah.
And that's the thing that I love too is that in that moment you really understand that Hyde isn't a mindless monster. You know, he still has the same brain as Jekyll, all the smarts of Jekyll, but also has a sympathy and he knows himself. He knows his strength and his power. And in that moment where he starts downing it, you see it in his face of like, oh man, no.
You see fear on that monster's face.
Yeah. He was legitimately scared. Like, oh shit, he took the whole thing. Oh no. Don't take the whole thing. And that's when Nemo was like, what is that thing? He's like, that's me on a bad day. And I love the amount of personality that they gave to Hyde. The amount of personality he has. He was his own person. And I fucking loved it.
He was a very, very realistic looking, like deformed, super strong human. Like he looked good.
I love the behind the scenes. Have you guys? So I actually had like the DVD of this shit. Did you guys ever take a look at the behind the scenes?
Yes.
Man, the prosthetics that they did for him, that was all real prosthetics.
Yeah.
Like he was all like it, like his arms were full animatronic. And it had like like how Hellboy, how his hand was. On the inside, it's like a legit glove that extended further, and there's like rings that were around each one of his fingers. And so when he pulled his fingers or retracted his fingers, it retracted the string that retracted the fingers on the prosthetic. So when he moved his hands, the prosthetic's hand moved the same way.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. And like he actually had to sit through all that makeup.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Every day they had to they had to go through and individually put all that makeup back on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that the Grinch makeup sit like for Jim Carrey, I think was like
it was like 8 hours.
Yeah,
Just
a long time.
On. And on top of that, that was real yak hair that he was wearing.
Yeah. He hated it.
Yeah. He said he absolutely fucking hated it, and he will never do it. He said as much as he wants to do another Grinch film, he's like, no, I will never do it. I'll never do it. But yeah, there were so many things about this film that were, in my eyes, A1, but there are also so many things that it's like you could have did differently. I feel like this film was also ahead of its time. What do you think, Triage?
Oh, absolutely. And there's no ifs, ands, buts about that. And I think that, like I said, I think that it's just like it wasn't catered to the right audience. And I don't want to say that it fell flat because of that, because you can always find your niche if things are marketed well. It also depends on what came out around the same time, because we all just saw what happened with Demon Slayer. I mean,
yeah. Fucking, I still haven't watched Demon Slayer yet. The Infinity Castle.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't watched that yet, but yeah, an anime movie crushed. Fucking, what was the film? There was a movie that had just came out that was mad hype, and then Infinity Castle came out, and it got crushed by an anime film.
Oh, it's him.
Oh yeah, him. The Marlon Wayans movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I gotta watch that. I heard that shit's pretty fucking trippy.
I think if this movie came out like at a later time, it would have done much better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and again, when you say we got to look at films that came out around the same time, and again, so check this out. Fucking, oh my god, 03 was a fucking mess. Whew. Man, there was so many fucking bangers that came out in 03. So many bangers that came out in 03. We got Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Oh my god.
Nemo, Curse of the Black Pearl, Matrix Reloaded, Bruce Almighty, X2, Elf. Wait, hold on. I don't think yeah. Highest grossing American films released in 2023. Right? Wait, how the fuck? Hold on, how the fuck? I'm sorry, not 2023. 2000.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I misspoke. All right, I misspoke. But hold on, I'm trying to understand something. That came out in 2003. Wait, what the fuck? Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions both came out in the same year?
I want to say possibly. I want to say it was like, but I want to say Revolution was like the ass end of the year. It was like right before New Year's.
I never fucking realized that they dropped 2 movies in the same year. That's insanity. But even more insanity is that you drop 2 movies in the same year, and both of them are within the top 10 highest grossing films of that year. Insanity. Right? But again, there's that top 10 alone. Cheaper by the dozen. Matrix Revolutions, Terminator 3, Rise of Machines, Elf, X2, Bruce Almighty, Reloaded, the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, Finding Nemo, Lord of the Ring, The Returns of the King.
Yeah, that's like the biggest.
Yeah. But then we got, and I'm gonna read this list off of the ones that I know that went hard, right? We got Kangaroo Jack. That one was pop. It was a random ass fucking success from Jerry Bruckheimer. We all know National Security, right? Martin Lawrence, Stephen Zane. That shit blew the fuck up. Darkness Falls blew up. A Sucker Punch, it went up, but then it dropped really fast. Like people lost interest in Sucker Punch real fast. Biker Boys, fucking Final Destination 2, right? That it's fucking ridiculous. Deliver Us from no, that's not Deliver Us from Evil. That's something else. Shanghai Nights, Daredevil, The Jungle Book 2. Fucking what else? Old School, Cradle to the Grave. Fucking Scooby Doo, The Legend of Vampires. Going Down the House. Inspector Gadget 2, that was an absolute flop, and it should have been. That movie was fucking horrible. Some things just don't need a second film. Agent Cody Banks, come on now. Come on now. Dreamcatcher, which is such a fucking solid movie. I got to go back and rewatch that at some point. Piglet's big movie. I got to tell you that movie blew. That movie was fucking insane. As like the way it blew up. That Disney movie went crazy. All right. Fucking the blue collar, fucking Larry the Cable Guy, Fox, Jeff Fox, where they built Invol and all them shits, Ron White and all them. That shit blew up. The Core, Head of State. And mind you, let's just point out that's from January to March. That's January to March.
We don't get years like that no fucking more.
No. Fucking Man Apart. Phone Booth. What a Girl Wants. Anger Management. House of 1,000 Corpses. Bulletproof Monk. Holes. Malibu's Most Wanted.
Wow.
Let's see, fucking the Lizzie McGuire movie. Like I said, X2, Daddy Daycare, The Shape of Things, Matrix Reloaded, Pokemon Heroes, Bruce Almighty, fucking, like I said, Finding Nemo, the fucking Italian Job and Wrong Turn, The Animatrix, Too Fast, Too Furious, Dumb and Dumber. I believe that's the second one, Dumb and Dumber, with when Harry Met Lloyd is like the prequel one. Fucking Rugrats Go Wild. The first Hulk movie, Charlie's Angels 2, Full Throttle, bro. And again, that was April to June. April to fucking June. And now here are the movies that came out within July to September, which is the same range that League of Extraordinary Gentlemen came out. Right? So I believe this is color coordinated. All right. Yeah. So July alone. All right. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen came out in July. Here are all the films that came out in July that went fucking stupid. Pirates of the Caribbean was on the 9th. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was on the 11th. Bad Boys 2 was on the 18th. So was Johnny English.
Wait, that was the same month?
That was the same month.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
Same fucking month. And then, want to know what else came out in that same month?
Yep, what?
Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life. Spy Kids 3D. All within the same month. As much as I love this film and it holds such a strong place in my heart, it was not competing. I don't think there's one movie out of the big hits from that month that it could compete with. Like I said, Terminator 3 came out on the 2nd. Like from the start of that month, we had Legally Blonde, Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, which I think I watched that one. I don't remember. I think I watched that. Let me see. Oh yeah, yeah. I definitely watched that. That shit blew up too. It was It's a DreamWorks film. Terminator 3. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen had no shot and no chance to really blow up. Hello. Thank you for watching. And I absolutely hands down love again, like I said, I love the movie, but it had no chance. For everyone who's just tuning in and watching, thank you. Welcome to the show. Today we are breaking down the 2003 film League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Absolutely amazing movie. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. But when you just walked in, we were talking about how it's an underrated film, but it could have did better. But in the time frame the time that it came out in, it got absolutely washed in the box office by fucking the films that came out within that month alone, let alone the year. And that's July to September. I didn't even get into September, the films that came out in September. That's just July. American Wedding, Freaky Friday, SWAT, Freddy vs. Jason, fucking My Boss's Daughter, of all things, fucking Stitch, the movie, Jeepers Creepers 2, and that's in September. The Order, with fucking, what is that? That's the one with Jean-Claude, I think. No, it's a different one. This is different. This is Heath Ledger, The Order. But yeah, no, it just fucking Cabin Fever, like it just Matchstick Man, Lost in Translation, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, The Fighting Temptations, great fucking movie. Underworld, The Rundown, Scooby Doo and the Monster of Mexico. There was a lot of Mexico going on that month. Yeah, and again, that's just July to September, and it just goes on, fucking like that. The fucking Kill Bill came out the same year. Volume 1 came out the same year. Like, come on now. They couldn't. They really had no chance, and it sucks because I really feel like it. So here's a question. Here's a fun little question. Triage, how would you have done it better? Because it definitely can be done better. What are you thinking?
So my whole thing is that they were trying to prevent the global world war and then him benefiting from the arms race. So honestly, maybe they should have had the actual war, quote unquote, global world war going on. Like, they didn't necessarily have to call it World War One or a Great War, whatever the case may be. Like, if you had everybody, like Sawyer came over because the whole thing he said, how long is it until the war crosses the Atlantic? It should have been full on, just straight Baghdad. And it's like, all right, we got to go catch this guy who's causing all this havoc, but he's in the middle of doing these arms deals and all this other shit. So it's like, even like if you look at his squad, like M had fucking dudes in the armor with the automatic rifles and this other shit, but even then, between Skinner being invisible, Gray being indestructible, fucking Nina being a vampire, Nemo being completely with the shit, and then you got Hyde being the muscle. Like this, like they like as a squad, they actually are extremely formidable. Like I said, I just don't think they were used correctly.
Oh, I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, I'll agree with that too.
There was somebody who I feel like was very underutilized. Honestly,
on team?
Yeah, Jekyll. Jekyll was highly underutilized. They had yeah, but they needed a chemist, right? And Mina didn't do a goddamn thing chemistry. She did not a goddamn, like she was doing little. All she did was
She found the magnesium sulfate on the floor from when Dorian was taking photos of the sub.
Yes, that part, right? But that's it. But now we have a legit doctor, because Mina ain't no doctor. And last time I checked, in Bram Stoker's Dracula, she was just a very concerned and very, very determined shorty.
I'm pretty sure she was just a housewife. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she had aspirations, and she was really, really smart, and she was actually.
I think she liked writing or something.
Yeah, she was a writer. Yeah, she loved writing.
But another thing is too, they never said how much time passed between her encounter with Dracula to the actual league. Mina could be decades older.
Yeah, that is true. They did not mention any time.
Let me. I mean, we can do our own. We can kind of do our own kind of like analysis on what that time frame would have been.
It might be like 100, maybe 50 to 100 years later, like from the story of Bram Stoker and Dracula. Like I think.
Yeah. So let me take a look. So. Bram Stoker's Dracula is set in the late 19th century, with the main events taking place in the year of 1893.
Oh my God, that's the same exact year of the events of
the same decade as the show, because the show takes place in the movie takes place in 1899.
Yeah,
or possibly 1890. According to literary analysis, the novel was published in 1897, and the story is contemporary to its publishing date. All right, so yeah, it's set in the 1890s, and then this takes place. Everything happens in 1899. So. Now I'm trying to think about this now. So for her to be turned, have that level of skill and ability with her powers, and then also know Dorian, again, who's also, immortal and has been around for decades as well. Actually, yeah, decades, because he said that Allan Quatermain said that he was taught by Dorian Gray, or at least watched the lecture.
Well, yeah, when he's a boy, yeah.
Yeah, when he's the boy. And he's gotta be.
he's like almost 200, gotta be.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you look at Allan Quatermain, Sean Connery in that movie, he was old man 60s, 70s. Like, he was old man 60s, 70s. So that's damn near 100 years. You know what I mean? You bring it back, and Dorian still looked like that. Yeah. No, that's insanity. That's quite insanity. Oh shit! I just took a look, peeped at what I was looking at, the research I was doing. Leprechaun Back to the Hood came out in the same year. At the end of the year, it came out in December 30th. Paycheck, The Company, Cold Mountain, Cheaper by the Dozen, Big Fish, Monster, Mona Lisa Smile, House of Sand and Fog, and then, like I said, Lord of the Rings, Stuck on You, Something's Gotta Give. All these films came out, and they were really, really fucking big hits. The Last Samurai, Honey. I mean, come on now. So now, I 100% agree. It would have been nice if they had, like, the war had already broken out. They would have to, now they're trying to track down this Phantom, right? But I like the twist of the Phantom. Spoiler alert for anyone who is not watching. You know what? Not even gonna say that. Not even gonna say it that way because I can say it another way and not spoil it. So the same way Moriarty had, orchestrated a lot of shit. How would we run it that way? To keep that same twist, because I enjoyed that twist, even although I felt that it was also a little convoluted. It was a little extra. Because the thing that I always remembered about Moriarty was like he never took unnecessary risk. There was never something that was uncalculated. Because again, he was supposed to be the antithesis of Sherlock Holmes. He was supposed to be everything that Sherlock Holmes was, but
Evil,
essentially.
yeah. Let's also remember his original plan was to just simply gather these people with extraordinary abilities so he could just simply steal those abilities.
Yeah, so my thing is like, why would you set the way I would have done it? The way I would have done it is I would assemble this group of extraordinary people. Like, yo, listen, this is
I just need some blood tests.
Exactly. But no, like, hey, yo, there's this dude running around slinging guns. He's trying to pop off this war. I need y'all to find him. I need y'all to stop him. All right. Now, here's the thing. By the time they got to Venice, Dorian had already grabbed all their DNA and everything that they needed. He got the pictures of the Nautilus. He got Mina's blood. He got Skinner's skin. No pun intended. That was pretty fucking funny. Though. And again, how the fuck did he get Skinner's skin through his glove? I'm just saying, he had a thick ass leather glove on. They got Jekyll's serum and shit like that. At that point, I would have been like, frame them. Just frame them. Say that they're the ones that popped off and that they're the ones that destroyed Venice.
Yeah,
And
actually,
that way,
true.
They go down for the shit that happened to Venice. You got their superpowers. Now the whole world's looking at them. Now they have no time to look for you because they're trying to run and clear their name.
But that's so because of time period and the means of transportation, that wouldn't work because you got to figure one, with the exception of Sawyer and Quatermain, they were already criminals or taboo to begin with. Like,
yeah, that is true.
Dorian Gray was a recluse. People didn't see him. Hyde had fled the country because of the crimes he committed. So it's like Skinner was a thief. And it's like, they were already quote unquote characters who weren't welcomed by norms or conventional society. So that wouldn't even matter. But the thing that doesn't make it work because it's like there's no drug factor with that either because it's not like the Warriors. Like they had to get back from the Bronx to Brooklyn and not get killed. If that's the case, like Nemo was a pirate, he could just stay on the Nautilus. What does it matter? Who was going to come out to the water to fight that ship?
But that's what I'm saying though. They'd all have to disband and or all stay on a Nautilus. You got your powers. You're selling. His whole goal was to sell their powers to the highest bidder. And their goal was essentially just to stop him from starting the war and then in turn essentially stop him from selling off their powers. They can't do that if they're running and hiding. People already, like you said, they're already what's the word I'm looking for? They're already like unmentionables in a way. They're already kind of like, you know what I mean? So, like, there would be nobody to stop him from achieving his goal. Like, literally, he just have them on the run. He sells to the highest bidder. Boom, done. And pretty sure that person is going to use that power that they just bought to protect themselves in in this impending world war. Because they're thinking people are fucking coming after them. So they're going to pay top dollar for this shit to protect themselves. Because that's exactly what was going on during the Cold War. With the whole spy and espionage shit, niggas was stealing niggas' plans, or the black market was in such a boom because niggas they were like, listen, if this is gonna give me an edge when the shit hits the fan, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because again, Nemo's already a pirate. Like you said, he would have to stay on the Nautilus. Jekyll and Hyde had to flee. Mina would have to stay under the cover of night. Quatermain have to stay in Africa and hiding. Tom Sawyer's in America. Don't nobody even know about him. He was never even there. Dorian Gray was already a recluse. Skinner goes invisible. He has to stay invisible. I think Skinner would be the only one that can even try to foil his plans.
I think Dorian Gray should have just shut his eyes.
Yeah, maybe it's a part of the painting's magic or whatever that he can't shut. That may have not be able to shut his eyes. But like,
just shut your eyes, man.
Nigga, just look away. Look away. But I do love that scene though.
Yeah,
and I do love Mina. I do love Mina. I do. Because that whole scene was pretty fucking badass.
Yeah.
Like she nails him to the wall, and he's like, what the fuck? Huh? And he, like the way that was acted out so perfectly. The cockiness and fucking just like arrogance that he had on his face as he tried to walk off the sword and then realized the shit was pinned and stuck in the wall, like really stuck, and that he didn't have the strength to pull it out, and how quickly that arrogance and cockiness and smugness wore off when he fucking tried to pull the sword and it didn't move. And he was like, oh shit. I love that scene. But I don't know. What was your guys' favorite scene of the film?
You know what? Honestly, I think that when Quatermain or Sam shoots those super long shots, that's cool. That might be one of my favorite parts.
What about you, Triage?
So I had two in particular. One actually was cut from the movie.
Oh, word. Oh,
Yeah.
Damn.
There was deleted scenes.
So one scene was the scene, like Jay just said, was Quatermain teaching Sawyer how to shoot at extremely long distances.
Ooh, yeah, that scene was deep.
Right. Where when they're on the top of the Nautilus and they got them shooting the buoys out into the water and picking them off.
Yeah.
Too soon, but that was bloody close.
Yeah, that was good, Jay. That was good.
Holy shit. Wow. Whoa. Yeah, that was pretty good.
So you get the dynamic between those two that's very master and apprentice, very passing of the torch, very old school, seeing over the new school. And he goes as far as, asking him, like, hey, did you teach your son how to shoot like this? And you see like a Quatermain walks off.
Quietly walks off. Yeah.
And he never even takes that shot.
Yeah, he never took that. Yeah, he never took that shot.
But then when he has to take the long distance shot and he's like, yo, I can't do it. He's like, nah, you're ready. You got all the time in the world. Just center yourself, line it up and take it. And sure enough, gets the shot dead center.
Not to mention, he also calls him son.
Yeah,
And
he
then, like,
does.
he even
As the
goes
last-
hard as critiquing his shooting all through the movie because he was like, when he sees his Winchester, he goes, it's modified American style. He's like, you like it? He's like, yeah, you got very American style of shooting. He's like, you're shooting up bullets and hope to hit the target. He goes, yeah, well. He goes, hey, if you like the Winchester, I brought two. He goes, you can stay.
Like it? I brought two. Yeah, I love that scene too. He was like, you like it? I brought two. He's in. He's in. I like this kid. He's in.
And then when you have the end of the movie where you see him put the same Winchester on what you believe to be his Quatermain's resting spot, it's one of those things where I think I like that shooting through that symbolism that's shot through those two because that's everything coming full circle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
because they also laid the rest next to his son.
Yes, him teaching him how to shoot like that to me was very cool. And if you're someone who's ever had those moments with your dad, like my dad taught me how to throw a spiral, taught me how to shoot a jump shot, hit a fastball. So it's like there's little moments like that will forever stick out in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
The other scene that sticks out in my mind is Sawyer gets asked why he himself is involved in this whole situation, and he explains that the Phantom killed his best friend. He said that him and his friend, they were very rambunctious as kids. They got into a lot of shit now, but they wanted to turn their lives around. They wanted to join the service together. They were agents together, and how I believe he said, if I remember correctly, it was a year prior M killed him, and his friend that he's talking about is Huckleberry Finn.
Holy shit. I mean, I gotta go back. I gotta go back and rewatch because if I remember correctly, Tom Sawyer, he appears in like three other novels aside from his own, which is Huckleberry Finn. That's wow. I'm not like I remember seeing that. That cutscene, but I never put it together. I never thought about it like that. I'd say my favorite scene is after the bomb goes off inside the Nautilus and they're sinking. They're saying, oh, that they got to seal the hatch, or whatever. He's like, yo, there's men down there. And Nemo looks back and says, all for the greater good. You know what I mean? But on the back end, you see Jekyll and Hyde having a conversation. And Hyde's like, yo, we can do this. You know that we can do this. This is our moment right now. We can do this. Let's go. And then he goes through, he jumps down there, and the guy's like, what are you doing? We got told to close the hatch. He was like, well, why? Well, then fucking close the hatch. But you're going to wait until after you're going to wait for me to get in there first. And then, first off, shout out to Jekyll and Hyde's transformation scene. Their transformation scenes are fucking gruesome. And I love it. But he gets down there, he pulls the thing, he opens the vents, and then he's hanging on. And he looks in the mirror, and then he sees. And I also like the fact that they speak to each other through the mirror. I love it. The scene, I think it's also the scene right before, right before the bomb goes off, and he's walking down the hall, and he's arguing with Hyde in the mirrors and in the windows as he walks by him. And then if you notice for a split second as you look over, as he walks by a window, you see Hyde's reflection. And then as he passes the window, that space between each window, the wall, you see Jekyll's shadow reflect, onto the wall, but it's Hyde. It's in the shape of Hyde. Did you guys notice that?
I did not.
Yeah, if you go back, watch that scene, and as she's walking past the windows, the space between the windows, the shadow, it's Hyde. It's Hyde. It's Hyde shadow. And shadow.
That's awesome.
But that moment where they're in the water, uh, that was that redeeming moment for Hyde and Jack, and that was also a what's the word I'm looking for? A consolidation of the two. You know, or at least them both looking at you like, all right, I see your worth, and I see your worth. You know what I mean? Because they hated each other. You know, they hate each side of it. Each side of it. I doesn't like Jekyll because Jekyll one has control over him. Is the one that lets him out. You know, when he wants to let him out, so on and so forth. He's puny. He's afraid. He's not. Again, Hyde's supposed to be that dark side, that ambition, that the side of humanity that we never show. You know what I mean? All of our guilty pleasures and shit like that, and all them things, our vices and shit like it's supposed to be the culmination of that. Like you said earlier, and so yo, I'm a good man. I want to help people. This and that. But in that moment, it was a I see you moment, and from that point on, that's when we see a you know what I mean, a transition between the two of you know, and that's why when he gets back up top, everyone's looking at him and they're like, "Hey, you did it!" And he looks at him and he's like, "Hey, don't make a saint out of a sinner. You may not be so helpful next time, but yeah, we did that shit." You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just did that the level of acceptance of one's darker side. You know what I mean? That's something that really drew me and always really draws me, has always drawn me to Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. So that was definitely those two scenes were literally my two of my hands down favorite scenes. It wasn't Mina, like there was I don't think there's anything else that anybody else had done that was like, oh, that's my scene right there. You know what I mean? But that was it for me. Those were it for me. Anything that had Jekyll in it or Hyde in it, that was my scene. I'm just sad that he doesn't get his hat and cane back later. I was like, did Sawyer just leave this nigga's hat and cane just out there, laying on the ground when they captured him?
I want to know where he got a hat that big from.
Oh, yeah. Where the fuck did you get a hat that big?
You know, every single time I've seen that scene, that is the one thing that has never made sense to me. It's like, what did the hat grow with him?
Yeah, it's like a big ass hat, but then you look at the cane was small as hell. It was a normal size cane. It's a normal size cane. I mean, but granted, like anytime in literature and images, if you see Hyde, you see him with the cane and you see him with the hat.
That's true.
But like the hat could have been a little bit smaller, though. Definitely could have been smaller. Because that shit made no sense. It's a big ass hat. Like if Sawyer put the hat on, it would cover his whole head. Like it'll be down to his neck. But this is an amazing movie. I feel like there's a lot of things that could have been done differently that would have assisted in this film's success. One being on shit. They couldn't even have done nothing. Now, because I was gonna say, like, you know, pick a different time to come out in, you know, because that's a big thing that's going on, at least nowadays in the movie industry. You know, a movie goes to come out and you know there's another movie that's supposed to come out around that time. If the industry thinks that the movie that's about that their rival movie is about to blow them out the water, they'll change dates.
Well, that's a good idea.
But again, like I just went through that whole shit of reading off the entire year of 2023. There's not 1 month that they could have did in 2023 to release that film, but that film would have did great. maybe October because of Halloween time. And nope, House of the Dead came out on the 10th. Texas Chainsaw Massacre on the 17th. What was this? There's nothing that they could have done that year. Nowhere that they could have dropped that movie. Fucking Scary Movie 3 came out that year. Alien. Which one was this one? This one was which version was that one? I don't know. The Human Stain. Yeah, that. Yeah, no. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't do any goddamn thing that year, and it sucks. It sucks because it's an absolutely amazing movie. I thought the writing. I liked the writing. I enjoyed the writing. I felt like, the story could have been told a little bit differently, but even then, it still turned out great. But again, the worst part is they could even wait a year. They could even have waited a year, because 2024 was pretty fucking heavy as well, with the top 10 ranking films of that year being Shrek 2, Spider-Man 2, Passion of the Christ, Meet the Fockers, The Incredibles, Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban, The Day After Tomorrow, Born Supremacy, National Treasure, and The Polar Express. Come on, those are the top 10 movies of that year. As much as I love the movie, there was nothing that they could have done.
Even people wonder why sometimes movies get postponed a year, or sometimes I would assume that sometimes they might postpone a movie just for that reason, like for a year.
And I mean, maybe if they they couldn't have done shit. I was thinking they could have waited until the following July or whatever to come out. That's not fucking happening. That wasn't fucking happening. Yeah, King Arthur, fucking Anchorman. Is this what I think it is? That kind of pop movie Sleepover. A Cinderella Story, iRobot, The Born Supremacy, Catwoman. Like Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Did you say Catwoman?
Yeah. That would have. Yeah, no. They would have killed Catwoman though. Thunderbirds. Like everyone forgets about that. That was a good little movie. I recommend everybody go watch that. Fucking M. Night Shyamalan's The Village.
Ooh.
Fucking Collateral. Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx, Collateral. Little Black Book. Open Water. The Princess Diary 2. Alien vs. Predator. Come on, man.
Damn.
Without a Paddle. Anaconda, Hunt for the Blood Orchid. That one was good. I like that one. A lot of people didn't, but I like that one. Like, there was fucking Jet Li's Hero. Like, come on, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. It was a great movie. I thoroughly fucking enjoyed it. Like, I was getting goosebumps as I started watching it because, like, it brought me back to a time, way back when 2003 was a great year for me. I enjoyed 2003 as a kid. Like, but, yeah, man, this is a great fucking movie. Final remarks before we head on out?
If I had to give a final remark on the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I would say that that's something I thoroughly enjoyed. That's something that I think had great potential, and I think it's found its place in pop culture.
No, I agree. It wouldn't, if it didn't find its place in pop culture, we wouldn't be talking about it because that's what we talk about here, pop culture. What about you, Jay?
Facts. I genuinely, when the first time I saw that movie, I loved it, and I still love it to this day. All the actors in it, everything, you know.
Mhm.
I mean, the only thing I wish is if it was laid out a little bit different, but other than that, like we talked about, it portrayed a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was first off from the comic books was an absolutely amazing idea to have a literary world where every literary thing kind of like was within the same world. You know, when we're talking about League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, at least a comic book, when you look at the characters, like we're looking at characters that are, that expand from Bram Stoker to fucking Mark Twain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like literary geniuses, from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. You know what I mean? These amazing literary geniuses all mashed together in one world. It's absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. I love the idea. And you know what? Triage, I think I want to play around with the idea. I think I want to take something out of their book. But with that being said, y'all, this has been the Super Breakdown. We love y'all. We will see you guys next week. Peace.
Our Maximus drops the mic like Thor's hammer, boom, chasing M40, scheming plots in the writer's room. Lord Triage stitches stories, threads in the loom. Pop culture dissected, every panel consumed. Comics, anime, films on rewind. Deep dives, we leave no frame behind. It's the Super Breakdown, we're cracking the code. Heroes and villains, we lighten the load. From the pages to the screen, we take you inside. Super Breakdown, it's one wild ride. X-ray the pixels, every Easter egg's exposed. Marvel the DC where the fandom explodes. From Akira to Gotham, the saga unfolds. We're the narrators of myths, the keepers of old. Anime battles, box office wars. We dig for the gems, open the doors. It's the Super Breakdown, we're cracking the code. Heroes and villains, we lighten the load. From the pages to the screen, we take you inside. Super Breakdown, it's one wild ride. Room. Lord Triage stitches stories, threads in the loom. Pop culture dissected, every panel consumed. Comics, anime, films on rewind. Deep dives, we leave no frame behind. It's the Super Breakdown, we're cracking the code. Heroes and villains, we lighten the load. From the pages to the screen, we take you inside. Super Breakdown, it's one wild ride. X-ray the pixels, every Easter egg's exposed. Marvel the DC where the fandom explodes. From Akira to Gotham, the saga unfolds. We're the narrators of myths, the keepers of old. Anime battles, box office wars. We dig for the gems, open the doors. It's the Super Breakdown, we're cracking the code.